Your girl likes pasta. It makes her run faster. That's the end of my songwriting career. It just began and ended right there. Hey everyone, I'm Tarika, welcoming you to Get Curried, where today I'm going to make a chicken mac and cheese. So let's get started. Now, since this is a mac and cheese with some chicken, I'm going to start cooking some chicken sausages and some bell peppers first. So in this pan, I'm going to add some olive oil first. Let that heat up slightly. Now to this, I'm going to add some finely minced garlic. So the garlic has started to sizzle. I'm going to add some red chilli flakes. Stir that in, saute it with the garlic. It's nice and fragrant here. So the next thing that's going to go in is some bell pepper that's been chopped up. Now this is not a very traditional ingredient for mac and cheese, but I feel like this adds a lot of texture to the dish. This is like a grown-up mac and cheese. Saute this with the garlic and the red chilli flakes. Now this is a chicken mac and cheese, so the next thing that's going to go in are some chicken sausages that I've just sliced up. You want to saute this with this lovely mixture that's already in the pan so that it gets coated in all the flavors. This is nearly done. One last thing is I'm going to add a tiny amount of salt. Not too much because again we have various levels of cooking this dish. So we will be adding more salt later. Saute that in really well. This is done. So now I'm just going to empty this out into this bowl before I move on to making the rest of the mac and cheese. Now time to start making our mac and cheese. The first thing I'm going to do is make a roux and then a bechamel sauce. Now the base of the roux is of course some butter. I'm using your regular salted butter. So you want to adjust the salt later. I'm going to use about 2 tablespoons and then an equal amount of flour to make the roux. Okay, so the butter has melted very quickly. I'm going to add the flour and just whisk that in. So you want to cook the flour into this butter really well. You don't want it to stay raw. So just keep whisking it like this. Keep it lump free. That's perfect. Now at this stage, I'm going to add some garlic powder first. And some chili flakes. Also whisk that in. And now to this bubbling roux, I'm going to add some milk, which is warm, but do it in batches. Whisk it in. If you do get any lumps at this stage, no problem. You're whisking it all away. Now I'm going to add the rest of it. Whisk, whisk, whisk. We've got a beautiful mixture that is completely without lumps. So now I'm going to add some black pepper powder. Not too much salt because also the pasta has been boiled in salted water. Whisk that in. And you'll see that this has started to thicken. So at this stage, I'm going to add first the processed cheese. And then some cheddar cheese. Make sure that you get a nice sharp kind of cheddar. Again, just whisk that in. The flame is on low at this stage. Now, if you can't find cheddar cheese, feel free to use the processed cheese that you can find easily. But make sure that you get a good tasting cheese. That's what makes all the difference to your mac and cheese. Beautiful. Just see how this cheese is melting into our bechamel sauce here. And now to this beautiful, rich, cheesy sauce, I'm going to add the macaroni. This has already been boiled and I've saved some of the pasta water. We waste nothing. And remember, pasta water has so much flavor. Stir that in. I've turned the flame off now and I've mixed the pasta into this sauce. So now I'm going to add the sausages and peppers that we had cooked earlier and stir that in as well. I've saved the pasta cooking water. I'm just going to add just about like a couple of tablespoons of it, not too much at this stage. It also has a lot of starch, flavor. Mix that in really well. Yeah, I've got this baking dish ready here, which has already been greased on the inside with some butter. I'm just going to put all of our mac and cheese mixture into it before we bake it. Now the thing about cheese at this stage is add as much or as little as you like. But this is mac and cheese, so don't think about dieting at this stage, right? I'm going to add a little bit more of cheddar. Final thing before I put this in the oven to bake is a layer of breadcrumbs for that extra crunch. Okay, now I'm ready to bake this in my preheated oven at 200 degrees Celsius for about 20 minutes. So our mac and cheese with chicken is absolutely ready, but you can't eat it yet. Give it about 10 minutes to cool down slightly, otherwise you'll burn your tongue. Now, if you don't have an oven at home, you'll find a link in the description box below to our lasagna without an oven recipe. You can use that technique to make this without an oven. It's cheesy, it's got chicken, and it's got the crispness of breadcrumbs on top. I really hope that you will enjoy this recipe for World Pasta Day. And for more such recipes, stay tuned to Get Curried.